I mean, it's less of a podcast and more real life conversations with Sydney Castillo. Look, time is of the essence. I found out the hard way. Started a podcast cause I got a whole lot to say. Dealing with this anxiety got me moving different. Whole life I knew something was off. I knew I wasn't tripping.
Also, my hair just bobbed. The bob.
Nowadays I got more questions than answers. My mama, my hero, I just watched her be cancer.
Taylor, we are back. Now see, we were gone for a few weeks. I had to prepare for something, but look, y'all, a couple episodes in the same week. September 28th is Saturday. It's probably tomorrow. I need y'all to buy your tickets, Dallas. I need y'all to come out because what's gonna happen is you're gonna say, when's the next time you coming to Dallas? I'm gonna be honest with you, not for the rest of the year. I'm not coming to specific Dallas, not for the rest of the year. I may come somewhere else, not to Dallas, so get your tickets. It's 2 shows, 7 to 9:30. All right? Now listen, I need you to pay for your tickets. When I come back home sometimes, I'll be hooking a lot of people up. Now I need you to pay for your tickets, right? Buy your tickets. Let's sell out. Let's sell out. Can I sell out one show? We sold out in Atlanta. Chicago is packed as hell. Dallas, come on. Let's go. Now, I appreciate all the love I've gotten in my DMs about the special. When I find out with the platform, I'll let you guys know. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. It was amazing. Again, it was super amazing. I will have behind the scenes footage, but I think Taylor and I work on like a Patreon situation for like, you know, the special and like how to promote it and things like that. But yeah, I'm super excited about it, man. My hoodie is My Cup is Full hoodie. If you want a hoodie that's My Cup is Full hoodie that's like this, the one I got on right now, see the link in the bio. My boy Chase does them, and he drop ships and does all that things, and you get your order within like 7 to 10 days, I think it is. But I appreciate y'all, man. Now, today's episode, I wanted to have the homie back on. Now, before we start, before I introduce her, I want you to know this. I just got out of the shower. And I went home, I took a good shower, I washed my face, I brushed my teeth again.
A lie.
And because the other day, me and Tacarra shot maybe 2 days ago. And when she pulled up today, I said, oh, okay, you must have been busy. Hi, I want everybody, man, welcome back to another episode of My Cup is Full with the amazing, the very talented, the always fly, you know what I mean, the always working, you know what I mean, gold on my chain, gold on my wrist. I got a house at Overlook LAX. Please give it up. Please give it up. If I have a helipad, if Miss Tacarra Williams.
Okay, hey, real quick. We ain't going nowhere.
Huh?
He lying. He put on that sweater.
That's a different water bottle.
You're not going to have me looking like I didn't wash my ass, okay? So what's up, 2 days later, you've been busy? No, we've been busy here, okay? We didn't leave here. I appreciate you changing your clothes. I didn't know we were changing sweaters. He didn't bring me no sweater. What kind of friend is this?
Because I want you to go to Chase, and there'll be a link in the description where you can get your hoodie, and I'll get you one coming soon. Look at that commercial.
Look at that commercial. Look. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. This topic's gonna be fun.
Yes, listen.
The last topic was kind of heavy. We gonna,
Listen, they all good topics. They good. Okay. Heavy is good. People go through stuff. Heavy. Now, we have a special guest off camera. She is now married. Her name is Adrian. She has a mic, and I wanted her opinion on this topic because she's married now. You know what I mean? And like, if the goal is to get married and you're trying to work on yourself, one of the things people say is you should sit down, right? Mm-hmm. Especially after you look at episode 1. And I don't want to give her no, what I mean, attention. But you go watch episode 1 and 2, go look at it. After those things or whatever, I decided I was like, I'm gonna go sit down, right? I'm just gonna not date, right? And to me, listen, Adrian and Tacarra, my definition of sitting down originally was like, I'm just not gonna have sex with nobody. Right, and I know I'm not trying to sound like I'm not a whore. I'm not trying to sound like I'm just
having mental sex with people.
Well, see, that's what I'm finding out that I'm doing unintentionally now. Because I want to. Because here's the thing, it's gonna be levels to this. Okay, but originally just sitting down. My thing was not just like having sex, like chilling, and then but still flirting. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And my definition of sitting down still involved flirting, and sometimes I flirt with intention. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I think it's somebody I'm flirting with intention, I feel like. You know what I mean? And then sometimes I could just flirt. Now, my friends have broke it down, like women have been like, well, they think I should stop moving a certain way now in order to like get to the goal of like another wife and successful relationship, like maybe some of my patterns should change while I'm sitting down at least. And one of those things would be like voice notes or the word mama. Now look, I say mama a lot. Adrian, I say mama so much. I've been saying it since I've been in high school. I've been like mama. To me, it's like a term of respect. But like my friends are being like not as flirtatious. And I ain't gonna hold you. Every woman I get with, like if I'm serious and we start dating, they mention the mama thing. Like, are you gonna continue saying mama? To me, it's all one. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, but I'm being told mama's flirtatious, voice notes are flirtatious. I might tell somebody, hey man, I really enjoy your page, right? But I might do a voice note, right? Hey man, I really enjoy your page, right? Really, because I'm insecure about my thumbs. I be doing typos a lot and I go back and edit. And it's just like, hey, a voice note's really quick and smooth, right? You know what I mean? You feel me, Don?
But I feel like with that explanation, it's understandable.
But I'm still getting in trouble because my friends
how
are
can
like,
you get in trouble?
My friends are like, you're not sitting down.
Well, I don't think you're sitting down. I think you sat down. I don't think you're sitting down. The goal of sitting down is to practice a level of discipline. You have to discipline yourself and you have to figure out the whys. Why hasn't these relationships worked? What am I doing? Because oftentimes we don't take accountability for the part that we play and the shit that we go through. And you have to stop and say, well, what did I do that caused this to happen? Even though I don't feel like I may have done much, but I did something. Yeah. And what did I do? And oftentimes, sitting down requires you to be disciplined enough to say, hey, I'm just not going to entertain anybody in that way right now. Like even you say, oh, do you like somebody right now? Stop looking at me like that because then they gonna think it's me, nigga.
No,
say if you like
bad.
somebody
No.
not right now.
Yeah, man. No, it's not Tacarra. I was just like, I was caught off guard. It's not Tacarra. It's not Tacarra at all.
I'm asking this question because part of sitting down is not putting yourself in a position to have those emotions and feelings until you can figure out how those emotions and feelings that you have affected you in other relationships.
Here's my problem, dog. You ready?
He changed his seating position.
Because I was talking about, my issue is, my thing is like, I feel like I got the answer. Like, okay, because with the whole breaking up of the place, it's like, I was like, to me, I feel like the lesson was I was disobedient. I feel like I went against some things, whatever. I was disobedient. And then that was just a reflection of being disobedient on like a spiritual level to me, like a godly level. So like, I feel like, okay, I can understand that. How long do I have to sit down now that I feel like I understand that? But I definitely don't want to continue to make, I'm not at the age where I feel like that's cute to have another situation be like that. I don't think the first one was cute.
Right.
It's not even, I'm not bragging about it. I'm just telling you what happened. But I can't afford to have another situation that is something that doesn't work out, but to have another situation where it's crazy and it's like I can't do that.
I have a question.
Your glasses have to stop moving.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How often or how long do you wait before sex becomes a thing and when somebody you're getting to know?
What you mean?
Like if you let's just say for instance,
I lie to you. I know what you mean. It's nigga logic.
But let me ask you a question. Let's say for instance you like somebody right now, right? Let's just as an example. Sydney found somebody. He's supposed to be sitting down, but he likes somebody. How long do you?
If I like somebody.
If you like somebody, are you saying, hey, right now sex is not on the table? Because that's when we lose it. Women, we cool when we your friend. We cool when we talking and we chatting and the mama and the voice notes. We cool. But the moment you insert into us, it clicks, something clicks. And then that's when things change. So I think sitting down is actually becoming friends with these people. Like just with a woman, even me, sitting down is me getting to know you. Outside of sex, we're not gonna have sex. We're not gonna put sex on the table. Who are you? Do I like you? Are there things about you that I don't like that are going to be deal breakers? Even though I know this is a deal breaker, am I gonna continue to entertain you? Because once sex is involved, you can see a deal breaker. You're gonna keep going because there's something else that feels good. And the deal breaker's like in the background right now. So I think sitting down for you is
hard to hear the deal breaker when you're coming.
Yeah, because now you the noise over your noise exceeds the
deal breaker. Deal breaker. Feels good right now. Feels so amazing.
Give me that knife out your hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I think for when we say sit down, it's just you have to practice the discipline of what you really want, who you really want, and not just what feels good. Oftentimes we just do what this feels nice. I'm going through something in my life. I'm having some stuff happen in my life. It feels nice to have somebody here. It feels nice to have somebody to talk to. This feels nice. But outside of it feeling nice, is it good? And that's why people want you to sit down. Sit your ass down.
Adrian, I have a question.
Yes.
He about to bullshit you, Adrian. That's why he ain't asked the question yet.
What is the question?
Is sitting down mean for me? Because I don't want to get this into men versus women. I want it strictly to Sydney, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think for me, when you sit down, don't even flirt?
You asking me or you asking? Because you looking at me.
Adrian.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Don't even flirt.
Don't even flirt.
That's hard to do when you have a flirtatious demeanor, though. Like even me and Sydney cool.
So wait. So no flirting. So
no.
So
well, what is flirting to you? That's subjective.
Well. So
he don't like this at all. Sydney his head about to explode.
I'm really trying to paint what a perfect sit down picture would look like for me in like a real situation.
And not flirting.
So if it's not flirting, then it's like, okay, then that means, yeah, in the DM, I don't really flirt like that no more like that. Occasionally, like, not really, you know what I mean? But like, if someone is, let's say someone walks up to me and they're flirting with me, mm-hmm. right? And this isn't like a play a victim. Do I walk away like, do you rude? Or he's like, I'm sitting down right now. And let me just tell you women this. I'll just tell you this.
I'm sitting down right now.
Saying that I'm sitting down, like I've said that at shows or DMs. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something to Tacarra and Adrian. Okay? It's almost like, oh yeah? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go harder.
Like a challenge.
Dog. So it's like, yeah, like nah, like yeah. And the sex thing, I get it, like not having sex. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I like somebody, dog, like sex to me, I'll never put pressure on that. Like I'm never like, I'm not in the mode of like, I need to take her down. It's like if I don't want to have sex with you if I'm not vibing with you, no way. You know what I mean? So yeah, the sex thing for me, like I could sit down and not have sex. That's cool. You know what I mean? It's the flirting thing. I think sometimes I flirt, and to me it'd be innocent, but I feel like
you gotta lead. Like you have to lead those conversations.
I think I'm done flirting.
Huh?
I think I'm done flirting for a little bit.
Unless
I like somebody.
I don't think you are.
No, with somebody without intention.
But I don't think you do it on purpose. I think that's the difference between the way I feel and the way other people feel. I don't think you flirt on purpose. Like there's things that there's conversations that we've had and you'll call me mama and I'm like, Sydney, stop calling. But you're not flirting. That's just the way you talk.
I got in trouble for that the other day.
It's just your demeanor.
Like you say mama a lot. You say mama a lot. Don't you think you are like leading people on and saying, mama, you understand that's flirtation? I said, man, I've been saying mama since I've been in high school.
And that's why I don't think it's flirtatious, because it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's who you are. And if I'm naturally like this, that I can't change who I naturally am because somebody looks at it a certain way. I think everything you do, I think you have to go into conversations with women knowing that that could be perceived as flirtatious. And because they can perceive it as flirtatious, be mindful of what you follow up with.
Right.
Maybe not call somebody mama.
Give me an example of what you're talking about, because you said right, so give me an example.
Like maybe not call somebody mama and send them voice notes. You got to pick or choose. Because now you know, if I send somebody voice notes and I'm calling them mama, they might think I'm flirting. Or maybe be direct and say, hey, I'm not flirting. This okay to say this is not a flirt. This is just how I talk.
Well, that part I can't help. But like the voice thing, I appreciate the compliment. But the voice note, I'll say this. How about you right? I'll send a voice note should be to people that I have intention with, and everybody else get a text.
Or just friends who know that this is the way you talk. Like if you send me a voice note, I'm not gonna be like, oh, Sydney's flirting. This is the way this motherfucker talk. But if you have somebody who doesn't know that, then I wouldn't necessarily send them a voice note because they might perceive it as flirting. It's a really thin line to straddle when it's just part of who you are. You're not doing nothing extra. You're not trying to be extra. This is just Sydney Castillo. This is just the way I talk. But, you also have to understand what people perceive when you talk like that. You can't be oblivious to the fact that everybody's telling you when you say mama is flirtatious. That's subjective, but people are telling you how they feel. You just have to choose whether or not that's something you want to continue to do. And if so, what comes along with it if you continue to do it? Like if I'm in a relationship with somebody and they say mama all the time, but that's just how they talk, I wouldn't be bothered by it because that's just how you talk. Like if you be like, yeah, I'm going to mama house over here, that's not going to bother me. But some people do get bothered by that. So you just have to ask yourself, how important is it to you that you continue to do that? And if you know for a fact that the majority of women are like, oh, Sydney like me. Well, why do you think he like you? Because you're a girl, he called me mama. Well, girl, he called everybody mama. Yeah, but he called me mama. But he called everybody mama. Yeah, but he called me mama, and he sent me a voice note. Well, he sent me a voice note. He don't like me. But it don't matter. He sent me a voice note.
I can send 10 voice notes.
You can send a nigga a voice note. Ain't no man like Sydney want to fuck me.
The only person that it matters to is a person that I have intention with.
That's true.
In my mind.
But if you're flirting, then other people think you have intention with them. If you're only flirting with one person and you send a bunch of people voice notes, then of course, you know, your intention is here. But if you're sending everybody voice notes and calling everybody mama, I can also see, like, I'm at a happy medium with you. Mm-hmm. Like, you could continue to do it or you could not, but don't be oblivious to what you're getting back. Like, gotcha. I don't know why all these women think I like them because they don't get called mama.
Well, I don't think that's I don't think I'm like, why those women like me? I don't want to even play like I'm just some dude out here where the women just like me. It's not like that. Mm-hmm. I purposely want to sit down for like, so I don't, because I do want a wife again. Mm-hmm. And I do want to make sure that like this last representation, you know.
Be the last.
Yeah, be the last situation I have like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what like for me, if I was trying to figure it out still, I'll sit down longer. I guess for me, it's like, Don't
flirt. I just thought about it. Don't flirt. Don't do that. Because, you know, flirting leads to sexual conversations.
Let me ask this question. Then what is the proper amount of time you think I should be sitting down where I don't go on dates and don't flirt, where I just isolate myself?
I'm not saying isolate yourself either. I didn't say isolate yourself. I said just don't entertain the idea of somebody seriously or sexually. Just, you can still have friends. You can still talk. You're human.
Then I can't talk, because if I like you, that's my thing. No, I ain't going to hold you. I'm not into signs. I guess because I'm a Virgo. But if I like you, I like you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is how I work. I'm single. I'm not tripping. I'm not like whatever. But if I randomly meet somebody and like, oh, they cool. Like, and they cool, then like I don't mind investigating that. But I don't necessarily think I'm like speeding into like, let's get married. But I don't mind like getting to know you. Is that go against sitting down for me?
It does. And the reason it does is because oftentimes when we find ourselves in these situations, you just think about you. You just think about how you going into it. You just think about the way you thinking about it. You just think about your perspective of it. You're not thinking about the other person's perspective of it. And sometimes that influences yours. So even though you're going into it like, I'm not trying to look for no wife right now, but she kind of cool. And I'm not trying to have sex right now, but she kind of fine. And I'm not trying to do none of this, but she's thinking the same thing. And she's not holding back. She's not sitting down. You sitting down. So, and you might not even say you sitting down. You might just be like, I can sit down and not have to tell nobody I'm sitting down. And also, if you say you sitting down, that's a challenge for us, because I'm a challenge. If I'm entertaining a guy and he says I'm trying to be, you know, what is it called when they don't have sex? Celibate. Shut your ass up, stupid. Get over here.
Call it silly.
Yes, it's called silly. Silly bit. So that's how I would view it as a woman. And I know that's wrong. And they'll be like, girl, you got the respect to shut your ass up. I'm doing what I want to do. A lot of women feel that way that I feel. So when you go into a space like that, clear-cut communication and honesty is, hey, listen, I like you. I think you dope. I'm not in the space mentally and emotionally to go into this. When I get there, I would love to talk to you. But right now, I'm just looking for a friend. I'm trying to get through some stuff. I got some stuff going on in my life. If you're not clear and cutthroat like that, what you think and feel ain't really going to matter if they're not on the same page with you. Because you could be like, oh, you can come over, I'm going to cook you dinner. And in your head, you're like, ain't nothing going to happen. We just cool. I ain't looking for none of that. And before you know it, she's sitting on your lap. But you didn't tell her that wasn't okay. So whatever it is that you feel and how you feel, you have to relay that to the person that you're entertaining so that y'all could be on the same page. Right. So she can be completely aware of the what and the why and where you are and what you're doing. But I don't necessarily feel like you have to refrain from women altogether. Or just entertaining somebody. I just think you have to. So
I can entertain. If I happen, let's just say I wanted to entertain somebody right now. It's okay to entertain somebody and still be sitting down.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
But I think you have to create boundaries. You have to create boundaries for yourself, and you got to stick to your boundaries.
I mean, I could.
Like a boundary for myself is like, am I sitting down right now? Kind of, sort of, right? So me sitting down is like, I'll hang out with a dude, but That's like if I go on vacation with the guy's like, oh, let's go on vacation together. I'm like, cool, let's go on vacation. I need my own room. I'll say that. I need my own room. Why? Because I'm not in a position to entertain sexually. I'm just not there. I want to hang out. I want to do stuff with you, but I'm not there. So if you're cool with that and you can respect my boundary, I can go on vacation with you, but I need my own room because I know if I don't, I'll be pressured into doing something. Not pressured, but I'm going to want to do something. So it's kind of like that. If you explain to somebody that likes you in return, hey, this is what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it, you can still hang out, be friends, and do fun stuff without crossing this boundary that you created.
Yeah. For me, the sex ain't like I'm not really.
It's not about you. It's about the other person that you entertain.
No, I'm saying that I'm not going to put a person in a position like where the sex is like a thing. Like if we go out in another room, like I'll probably offer that. Like hey, just so I want you comfortable, right? We have sex. I want to be so comfortable, and we both like, you know what I mean? My thing would be like, I feel like I've encountered where like, all right, cool, you go on a couple of dates with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And then maybe it doesn't work. And then it's like that person feeling like you wasted their time, or like then it's like this whole thing.
That's what dating is. You know, like that's what dating is. Dating is I'm gonna hang out with you and do stuff with you to figure out if I like you enough. And if I don't like you, I'm not gonna continue to waste you. I'm not wasting your time. Technically, we wasting each other's time if we don't like each other like that. But what other option is there?
Yeah, I guess I'm triggered. I feel like one of the people I was dating, I feel like when we didn't work out, it's like, oh, cool, it's cool, we're not gonna work out. But then it's like everything I did, like that was independent of her, like maybe date again or do something. It was like, well, see, if you're doing this, then you do want a relationship, and it's like maybe we didn't work out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
that ain't got nothing to do with you. That's them.
Oh, okay,
that ain't your fault.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like people be making you feel like it's an
can't nobody make
like,
you feel nothing. Make a feeling is a choice. That's a choice. They can give you a reason to feel bad, but they can't make you feel bad. But you feeling bad is a choice. Don't choose that. That's not mine. You know how I say all the time, that shit ain't mine. Somebody try to make me feel bad. I'm like, what happened? So you said this and it made me feel bad. I'm like, oh, that's not mine. That's your feeling. You feel that. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. So, you know, you're not wasting nobody's time. I think sitting down is just saying, hey, what did I do that caused, what part did I play in what caused this person or these women in my life to respond to me this way, and learning from it. That's what sitting down is. Sitting down.
I feel like I got the one, whatever, the one. No, cool, I got that one. Mm-hmm. The one after, like the quick little crazy person, I was like, that's just wild. Yeah. But after that, it's like, all right, I feel like.
I mean, it's how you feel. Like it's nobody can tell you what your time frame is. You know what I'm saying? There's people who get out of relationships and it take them 2 years to move on. And then there's people that get out of a relationship and they move on in 60 days, 30 days. Mm-hmm. It's just you. Like, what do you feel like? I can't tell you. I would never tell you to stop talking the way you talk that you've always talked. I would never be like, can you stop calling people mamas because it makes me feel uncomfortable? Figure your shit out because I met you calling you that. Mm-hmm. I can't change who I am because you're uncomfortable with it. Either you're going to get comfortable or you're not. But I can't change that. You know, does that make sense?
Mm. You know, the podcast, I don't think it's helping my dating. I'll say this. I went on a date. Adrian, I went on a date a while ago, and it went good. Mm-hmm. We went to, we did a virtual.
I love that stuff, yeah.
Right, I never did. It was cool. Went on a second date. It was cool, right? Then she watched the podcast. She watched all the podcasts.
I don't let people do that. I don't know.
Well, it's like, you know, it's on YouTube, it's, you know, whatever. She watched all the podcasts, and then she was like, I think you need to sit down. She was like, I think you're cool. You know what I mean? She was like, but right now, I think, you know, not right now. Like maybe I just watched the podcast too much, but she was like, that was how long ago? She's like, and she backed away. I was like, oh, okay. I told Taylor, you know, Taylor's super defensive of me.
Do I know her?
No. It was right. She was cool. Ain't nothing against her. She was cool. She was like, you know what I mean? My type. She believed in God and all that jazz. But she said, I watched the podcast and like, you need to sit down.
See, the problem what I have with people, everybody not going to be for you in this business. Because if that bothers you, if my podcast bothers you, then that ain't nothing compared to where I'm going and the things I'm going to continue to talk about. You got to understand that that's a podcast. And yes, it's life, and we talked about it, but you don't hold me to that. Mm-hmm. Because that's not fair that I'm expressing myself and being honest, and you have a personal issue with that.
First of all, I'm sorry. While you talking, y'all can't see Adrian. I can see the back of her head. She got new braids. So all I see is the braids being like, yes. Talk,
yeah,
I agree.
so,
yep.
You know, in this business, it's so hard in this business because people they feel like they know you based on what you allow them to see. Mm-hmm. And then it stops them from getting to know you. Because I watched this podcast and I didn't really like when you said that. And then I was watching some of your stand-up and you said it in your stand-up and I didn't really like that either. And then I went back and watched your podcast. Yeah, I know it's got 10 episodes. I watched all 10 episodes. I did not go to sleep and I was late for work the next morning because I was watching all your episodes. But I watched them. And then after I finished watching, I was like, oh my God, Sydney, I never knew that you was like that. Oh my God. But you still don't know if I'm like that.
Yeah.
Because now you living off of something that I've experienced, I've went through. It's gone. It's over there now.
That's
and now
crazy.
you're going to
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
from
yeah.
getting to know me based on something that I said that happened months ago? You don't want to be with somebody like that anyway.
You know what's funny? I ain't grew up with a sister, right? Like, you know what I mean? So I'll be like, yeah.
I got 4.
Look, like, I'm like, all of that. Like, in my head, I was like, yeah, if I could tell.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
She was dope. I was like, oh, okay.
And
all
she
right, cool.
probably still is dope, but there's a part of her who can't. You got to understand what we do for a living versus who we are. What we do for a living is what we allow you to see. We put things on the show, like this podcast. This podcast is, the topics and stuff is very strategic. You give them what you want them to see, but there's a part of me that nobody sees. There's a part of you that nobody sees. There's a part of you that people still would love to get to know, and you miss out on that, focusing on what I allow people to see.
I got you. Yeah.
So no.
So I'm allowed to go on a date.
I wouldn't call it a date though. We just hanging out as friends.
What if,
Nobody go to nobody's house.
let me ask Adrian.
Go ahead, Adrian.
No, I'm really curious why you're sitting down, like to the point where you don't want to date nobody.
Okay, you
Or-
ready? Here's why.
Come on, Adrian.
Right after chick broke up my crib, right? And we ain't got to get into it because Tacarra know this. A friend of mine who I've been friends with for a very long time, right? Found out about what happened, and we've been cool for a very long time, right? And never really flirted like that. And then she flirted with me,
Oh, okay.
right? And then was on some like, let's get physical, right? On some like, oh, okay, let's plan this out, let's get physical. On some like, all right, cool. And then it got really crazy. I didn't make it over there or whatever. I won't get into the details. I didn't make it over there. Like, went crazy, yelling, screaming. It was an episode right after this past episode, so I was like, this is crazy that this is back to back, some silly shit. But it made me realize, I was like, I have something on me right now, right? Where I need to like, God, like I really do want a wife, but I'm not a nigga that need to be in the street. I'm cool with like sitting there, like chilling. I don't need to be like girl after girl after girl after girl. Like I'm not in my 20s. I can't even, I got high blood pressure now. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I don't want to,
Why did I just find that out about you?
I desperately don't want to have another silly situation or like a situation that I'm not proud of. Even if we don't make it, it's still like a thing. So that's why I was trying to sit down.
So you like working on your energy so you don't attract more.
Yeah, I was like seeing like, yeah, like what is it about me that like I have to look at about myself that's a commonality in all these situations. So I think I was listening to my friends and it was like, is it that I say mama? Is it this? Am I not getting to know them well enough? Like just making sure that I am in tune with like not attracting the same type of things.
Well, you can't help what you attract. That's what you choose. Because when you're attractive, you're going to attract everybody. You got to just choose the right person. But I think this is a prime example of sitting down. I think you are sitting down. And the reason why I say I think you're sitting down now, having listened to, is because somebody had an opportunity to show you who they are up front and you listened. Somebody said, hey, I listened to your podcast. I didn't really like maybe whatever she said about the podcast.
I hurt my feelings a little bit.
It hurt your feelings.
A little bit because I was like, damn, I like you, little nigga.
Yeah, but my point is that that's showing you who you are. They showing you who they are up front. Hey, I have an issue with some of the things that you say. I have an issue with some of the life that you've lived. I have an issue with some of the experience that you've had, and I've also have an issue with the time frame that you've had it in. That is a big sign up front that there might be other things going on in your life that person might have an issue with that can cause problems later on down the line. So you sitting down in a way and entertaining this person in a way allowed them the opportunity to say, hey, you should sit down because I watched your podcast. I watched all of it. And I didn't really.
I had one person hit me up. It was so dope and was like,
I think you sitting down.
She said, I'm watching you. Another, let's like that top opposite, not to compare. One person, he was like, I'm watching your podcast, a Dead Daddy episode. And I was like, that's really dope. I said, you're going to get to know me through that podcast a little bit. She's like, yeah. And it's been like some cool conversations. And that's what made me like, I'm not really Like wasn't really, you know what I mean, but it's cool right now. So I was like, if I do venture into a date, am I, you know what I mean, is that okay? Without, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like
Because listen, the reality of it is, I think this person's dope so far. I was like, should I, you know what I mean?
with the same person.
No, this is another person.
God damn, Sydney.
Well, you can't help who you attract. You said, what'd you say? I've said no
It's
to
who
a
you
bunch,
choose.
and then this person, it was random. She was cool. Okay, we'll see what we're gonna keep. This person's cool. This person's really cool, and it started off as just like on some casual stuff, right? And then they ended up like I ended up meeting them, right? They ended up coming to a show. And I thought that was pretty dope, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And nothing's like transpired, you know what I mean? But as a cool person, I was like, I wouldn't mind like going and seeing what's up. You know what I mean? So far through, you see like a cool person.
But what's the difference in between the time frames of the person who said you need to sit down and this person?
I just met this person recently in person.
And the other person, how long ago was that?
Shit, I feel like we was on episode 4. Yeah, so we episode 12 now. So it's been a minute. And
What's
then we
it been,
took
a few
3.
months?
Yeah, probably a few months. We haven't probably been on a date in like, how long you say? Well, I remember telling you about like 2 months. It's like 2.5, 3 months. Yeah, about 2
And then this
months.
other person is recent.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that it's so much shit going on. Sit the fuck down. I feel like
See, that's what I'm asking.
I feel like
being
the
real.
podcast is sitting you down. And I feel like the podcast is sitting you down in a way where people are actually getting to know you genuinely before even making an attempt to pursue you, because that's important too.
I just don't want to fuck up.
But you
And
will.
I don't know. I feel like I'm confident in stand up. I'm confident in writing. I'm confident like
You sound like me, but when it come to dating, I be fucking up.
well, because of the last 3, 4
13.
people I've been with, I don't feel like I feel like a breakup should we break up and then you could really be cool. Y'all just didn't make it. I've had breakups where it's like hey, everybody at odds. And it's like if I'm focused on like Sid, like what do I gotta do to make sure it don't happen again? I'm like, all right, when is a good time at 43, nigga, to figure that out and then get back out there because I do still want to be married. And it's like, you know what I mean?
I think you should I think it's so complicated. And it's really not at
I
the
want
same
to have
time.
a wedding like Adrian. I want to disappear for 3 weeks and my wife come back and be like, yeah, we did that.
I think get
Again?
back out there. I think sitting down is knowing what the problem was, acknowledging what the problem was, and moving forward with that new information of what the problem was. The problem was maybe I called people mama too much. The problem is maybe I could have done this better. The problem is there were red flags and I ignored them. Now that you know what the problem is, you go into a new situation knowing what the issue was before and knowing what to look for. I think maybe that's what sitting down looks like for you. It's just being smarter about the decisions that you make, being honest about the decisions that you make, and then also taking what you've learned and using it to figure out who gonna be your wife. I think that's what sitting down is, because now you know. Sometimes we learn lessons and then we don't put our new information into the next thing, and then we mess up again.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, I did it again with the same issue. Yeah, stupid, because you knew what was wrong and you didn't listen. You didn't listen to yourself. So I think sitting down is just figuring out the what, the why, the hows, and why it didn't work, and then using all that new information that you have and using it to pursue, and paying attention to
I feel like my lesson was don't date no more comedians.
That could be it too.
Yeah.
That might be it. That could be it. Don't date comedians. And now you don't date comedians, and be mindful of women who show you jealousy up front and how they use their, how they control, how they deal with their jealousy, and be mindful of women who have all these demands up front. I don't want you to say this no more, and I don't feel comfortable with you saying this no more. You've had that in your past. Like, use it this time to pick your new person, because ultimately men pick us. Use it now to pick your new person. I want a woman that does this. I want a woman that's like this. I want a woman that caters or does this. I want a woman that allows me to do this. You have all these things that you know that you don't want and it's not good. You have to use that to pick the new person.
That's a solid advice.
So I think you sat down enough. I think you've learned enough. I think the podcast has helped you come out of your shell and be more open and upfront about your mistakes, and even women that want to pursue you, now they know, you know, these are the things that Sydney could work on. These are the things that Sydney may have done wrong. Just lead with that. You got to start leading with that. That's like when a woman said, I didn't want to talk to you anymore because I watch your podcast and I think you need to sit. You didn't argue that. You said, okay.
I said, okay.
That's good. A lot of guys would have fought that.
Yeah.
And been like, let me show you that I'm,
All right. Yeah.
you know, you're like, well, okay, that's okay. Well, if that's the way you feel, lead with your new knowledge of why things didn't work. And if you can lead with that, I think you're fine. I don't think you got to sit down all the time. I just think you got to think more. You know, you got what you need to have a successful relationship. You know what you don't want. Now you got to focus on what you want.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Shut up. Stop, get off me. Now, where your friend on the East Coast?
Agent, I appreciate you, man.
How he be leading?
I'll say this, man. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna talk about something else. Right? I was gonna maybe I want to talk about like another topic in my head, but these conversations I had in the past like 48 hours, and I was like,
You deserve happiness.
I was like, Tacarra, here. You know what I mean? And I was like, let me ask her opinion. And Adrian, you just got married, so it's like literally like wanting to know.
Adrian.
Yeah, like, you know.
You deserve happiness, Sid.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you
I don't
deserve
want to look like no
happiness.
victim. I just don't want to fuck up no more.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate compliments. That's what's up. Am I like a, you know
There's
what I
a
mean?
fear in
Thank
failure.
you.
Like, I
Yeah,
have that right now.
don't-
I'm scared of
yeah.
failing again.
I don't want to like picking the wrong person. Like, I don't want to do that again. Like,
But
you know
I
what mean?
think you deserve happiness, and I think just pursue it properly. That's all. Do it the right way.
I appreciate that.
Stop
man.
leading, humping, and just lead here.
No, I don't do that. Like,
Oh.
I literally try not to like have sex because I realize, never mind. I think that you should slow down on sex and get to know them.
Because everybody don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't hesitate. Yes. Everybody
Yes.
don't deserve you, king. Put your 90-day rule in effect, king.
Vet.
90 days, king.
90 days.
90 days.
90 days. If we like each other, 90 days. Don't even come here. Don't even look over here because we're not doing nothing. You understand? And don't even try to tempt me.
I took it off and put it in a cabinet.
Okay? Yeah.
90 days.
Mine on me. I can't go without it. But don't listen. We so disciplined right now.
Yeah.
9/28, I want you to be disciplined. This Saturday, I want you to get your tickets to the Dallas Comedy Club. I have 2 shows, a 7 and a 9:30. Man, thank y'all, man.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. I get a lot of people, and now they're like, when they, like the other day, listen, this was so dope. You know, Chris did the podcast. You know, Chris is my boy, dog. And I was out somewhere, and Chris is getting love from the podcast. And, dog, that made me feel good. Like, I was out the other day, dog, and this woman stopped me. She said, excuse me. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you're doing great work with your podcast. She's like, I'm part of DDG, Dear Daddy Gang. She was like, the way you talk and you're so vulnerable. She was like, I said,
Nigga, what?
yeah, listen. She goes,
Part of what, Sydney?
DDG. I call it Dear Daddy Gang. Oh yeah, it was on you gotta watch the episode. Dear Daddy
I'm
Gang.
leaving.
Then I said, yo, Chris is right there. And
wanna
when
be
she
a
saw Chris, she lit up, but it made me feel good because Chris got a couple people was like, yo, and that made me feel good.
Daddy.
Oh, DDG, mama. Yeah. Dear Daddy Gang. That way, in the comments, they all put in DDG. It's like a community. That way, you got people. You ain't going through that by yourself. I'm a part of that gang. What's up? Hit me. You sad? Hit me. I get it. You gonna be sad, nigga. But you know, it's a support system. But 9/28, get your tickets. 9/28. You got DDG? Your daddy alive?
Yes.
I see you don't get it. You ADG. Live Daddy Gang. DDG over here, yeah, real niggas. No, I'm joking. Listen, September 28th.
You know what?
Get your
On that note,
tickets.
sit down, Sydney. You need to sit down. Sit your ass down.
Get your tickets, man. Get your tickets September 20th. I appreciate y'all. Buy the merch. Links in the bio.
Buy the merch.
Tacarra, thank you. Adrian, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Dom
Adrian.
behind the camera, thank you for showing up. Just in case I need anything, I appreciate you.
Thank you, Dom.
And that's it, man. Boom. Subscribe, comment,
DDG.
subscribe, comment, subscribe, and more importantly, subscribe.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets.
Dead Daddy Gang.